सो वी आर बैक इन जयपुर. एक और पॉडकास्ट, एक और कहानी, पर ये वाली मेरी फेवरेट है बिकॉज हम आज इस पॉडकास्ट में बात करेंगे डायरेक्टर ऑफ अनंता होटल्स एंड रिजॉर्ट्स मोहित गोयल एंड आशुतोष गोयल के साथ. हम समझेंगे कि अनंता जैसी बड़े ब्रांड और इतनी बड़ी ह्यूमंगस प्रॉपर्टीज़ को चलाने के लिए क्या लगता है, किस तरह इनका विजन है, कौन कौन से नए अपकमिंग प्रोजेक्ट आ रहे हैं, एंड विल अंडरस्टैंड द माइंडसेट बिहाइंड द फैमिली ओन्ड 15-year-old business, and we will get into the details of अनंता फॉर्मिंग नाम से लेकर के अभी तक जो चल रहा है अनंता, उन सब के बारे में समझेंगे उनके ही डायरेक्टर से. सो लेट्स सी दिस पॉडकास्ट विद आशुतोष एंड मोहित गोयल. सो हाउ आर यू सर?
Good. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving us the time. So we want to start with understanding about Ananta. So let's start knowing that ये नाम कहाँ से आया, sir?
Ananta was basically the name is being given by our Guruji
Okay.
to our grandfather. The name came from Hari Anant.
Haryana.
Yeah. And the name means never ending. Ananta, Anant, never
Anant,
ending. So the legacy continues. And as you all know that we started with Country Inn and Suites, now Radisson. And then Ananta Spa and Resort Pushkar. Then the Ananta Udaipur. Then Ananta Ranthambore came in, Ananta Gir came in, Ananta Goa have come in.
So how many years of Ananta legacy is already here?
It's almost 15 years.
15 years.
15 years. Like started in 2003. And yeah, it's been
15, 20 years. So we became a hotelier in 2003. And then Ananta came in a little bit later on,
Yeah.
let's say about 2-3 years later on down the line. We started with Country Inn. And then we thought of having our own brand.
we were never really hoteliers,
Yeah.
garment exporters before.
Okay.
So didn't know anything about hospitality. And I feel in 2003, our grandfather realized that, garment business is slowly dying in India. So we wanted to diversify, and that's when he decided to diversify into hospitality. So because we didn't know about hospitality, he took on a brand, Country in Radisson. That's how we learned, and that's how the journey of Ananta started.
So then you said, okay, fine, let's do our own brand. And उस समय जब ब्रांड बनाया था तब तो बहुत दिक्कत हुई होगी in terms of managing the property.
एक साल नहीं चला पुष्कर. We built in the property. Property was completed. It was 1 year gap that we started. Some money started coming in
After 1 year.
after 1 year. And I'll tell you another thing. So my grandfather's vision was to target domestic clientele. उस समय राजस्थान में there was all foreign clientele coming in.
Correct.
You have to target foreigners, not domestic. Target foreigners. And he said no, that I want to target domestic. And now look at the condition that we as domestic travelers pay more than international travelers coming in, and we as domestic travelers travel more.
Yeah.
So that was his vision back then. And he said that, no, I want to create a product which is completely based on domestic traveling. And that's what happened.
And Ananta is asset heavy, right?
And
Like all of these assets are owned by you.
yes.
Every-
The location is very important to us. And continuing the story about Pushkar, he also faced a lot of criticism when the property was being made, because a lot of people felt that it will not be made. In fact, our own family members were saying that chalega nahi, because the architecture was very different.
Yeah.
Rajasthan mein, you want that
Heritage.
heritage.
था ना उस समय.
And we got Pali to Rajasthan,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they were like, what are you doing? So it was very...
So my father visited Kerala, and then he saw all the architecture there. And then we got in Mahesh Saab, the very senior architect from Kerala coming in. And then the whole concept got created. And everybody was saying that mar jaoge aap log, chalega nahi product, heritage banana hai, have to target foreigners. He said, no, let's just go what we think it is right. एक साल चला नहीं, फिर उसके बाद then rest is history.
Patience बहुत रखा है लोग आपके families ने for this entire business to become success.
Yeah, the vision, I think, has been very strong. And it's not just a single individual vision. I think it's a team vision.
It's a team effort.
All the way from our grandfather to maybe my younger brother also. So all the generations have a very similar vision, and that's why we've been at it.
I think risk-taking ability honi chahiye. You know, if you don't have the risk-taking ability, you will not go anywhere.
So ये तो आपको विरासत में मिल गई है.
इसके बाद में इतनी बड़ी चीज़ विरासत में संभालना भी कोई आसान काम नहीं होता है.
Correct. So मैं वही बोलना चाह रहा था कि for you growing up, looking at your father, your grandfather, they have done a lot of hard work. So आपके लिए शुरू से बचपन से क्या दिमाग में था that entrepreneurship ही करनी है that you when you were studying?
See, I'll talk about myself. I don't know about him, but yeah, I wanted to join business. I wanted to join the family business, take care of my family business. They've put in their heart and soul in it. Yeah. You know, I mean, the kind of efforts they've put in. How can we say that we want to do something else?
Yes.
Yeah, or we will eventually. But then let's take care of what we have,
Yes.
and then build on something that we want to do.
Exactly.
So yeah, and it's been a great journey. You know, working with his father, working with my father, working with my grandfather. Imagine sitting in a conference room with three of them and two of us, 3 generations sitting together, sharing their ideas. It is amazing. It is amazing.
The vision has continued when you came into an.
Yes,
With
and
the
it's
same-
grown. It's grown leaps and bounds, you know, because we coming in and the good part about our elders, I'll say that they've given us power to control, you know. If I take care of operations, he's taking care of purchase, finance, I'm taking care of operations, sales. There is zero interference. You know, they let us take they let us take our own calls. Failing, we are responsible. If we are winning, we are responsible.
Of course, it's both in your hand.
And also, I think the older generation also always wants to learn. For that matter, like even sometimes they'll call me or like Tao will call me. He'll be like,
ये इसको ऐसा कैसे
ऐसे
करना
कैसे कर
है?
सकते हैं?
You know, like
They
that.
don't like. I think all of us have not been bosses.
Yeah.
We've been leaders from the back. So we are always wanting to learn कि इसको कैसे कर सकते हैं, कैसे different तरीके से कर सकते हैं. So I see him also whenever he's sitting with his sales team, he's always asking them that how can we improve. He's not like guiding them. I think he's always like asking them and whatever decisions that ultimately we make, it's like a cumulative decision. So that is
it's a leadership quality. Like the line that you said, जो हाथ में उसको बड़ा करो, and then you want to do whatever. And I heard this line in one of my podcasts, and I said this is a wisdom line that people can follow. कि जो हाथ में पहले आप उसको देख लो. Your family business, okay, fine. Let me get into it and make it better, and then probably I can look for what else I can do. True. You are the youngest one to come into this.
yeah.
What was your thought process while you were looking him growing the business, and then you were thinking कि नहीं मुझे भी join करके इसको बड़ा करना है.
See, honestly, I'll be very honest. I wanted to become a pilot.
Okay.
I wanted to become a pilot, but I finished my graduation in 2019. And
It's very recent.
Very recent. And I got some job opportunity. I was studying in the US. I got some job opportunities there. I actually called my uncle, his father, and I told him that this is what I'm planning to do. So he said, nothing doing.
Just come back.
We are expanding. So just come back. We need helping hands here. And I think that was the best decision because the experience that I got under all 3 of them
Yeah.
was something that probably I wouldn't have gotten if I was staying there.
I'll tell you a very good thing about all of us is that we don't mentor each other. We give him, or they give us, or we give each other the responsibilities and we take over. On the go, we start learning. I was never taught of being a hotelier or to manage things. He came in, I never helped him or taught him that yes, hona chahiye, yes, hona chahiye. We gave him a department. We had good people. We have good people under us. We told them, we told him that sabka utilization karo, aage badho, take the department ahead. That's what happened with me also. In the end, you have to work out for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's the survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
To be very honest, and you have to act like an alpha, or else.
Yeah, and I think if you have a leaders around, you can always approach them to if you want to learn.
Of course. See, this quality is my grandfather's quality. You know.
Yeah.
That's coming into us.
Yeah.
We were sitting in a meeting and him also asking other people that ये ऐसा क्यों है या इसको एक अगर किसी का short form है तो उसको क्या बोलते हैं, you know, he's still
learning.
yeah, he's still inquisitive.
In fact, on WhatsApp recently, he was wanting to understand how to do all of that because nowadays at this age, people don't want just give up, but he wants to do it even more.
सीखने की चाह नहीं खत्म होनी चाहिए. That's what I have also. जिस दिन वो चाह खत्म हो गई ना, जिस दिन समझ लिया आपने कि मैं बन गया हूँ यार, I've grown, I know everything. You're the most stupid person in the world.
And I think there is one more brother who is into business now, still studying, correct?
Yeah.
He started the brand which was on Shark Tank.
Yeah, Zillionaire.
And you guys are mentoring it right now?
No.
He is taking care.
He's taking care of his brand.
Yeah.
He's in America, sitting there, taking care of it, still earning money, got into Shark Tank, got
funding.
Also. Amazing. That story is also amazing. वो आपको उससे पूछनी पड़ेगी.
So I think this entire family has produced more leader than businesses that we are looking at. So और सारे business आएंगे because you have leadership qualities in the family tree.
I believe more the businesses, the vision, the ability of your hard work gets diluted. I think एक ही होना चाहिए बड़ा, उसके साथ में आप खूब सारे छोटे छोटे करो, बट एक बड़ा होना चाहिए जो like the big tree, and then around
surroundings.
Around it a lot of
hospitality also is a holistic industry. There are so many things, so many departments that it takes a lot of effort if you want to really branch out into different things. I think if you give your heart and soul to hospitality, it's more than enough.
So how do you think what hospitality is in India right now as a business?
I think hospitality has really grown in India in the recent years because, in fact, we were just discussing it the other day that COVID has actually helped us. Because
few people
thought that vacationing is mainly going overseas.
Yeah.
Traveling outside.
Vacationing is going maybe 2 महीने में एक बार. अब क्या हो गया है, weekend आया, चलो यार, let's take the entire family, go out for a weekend. Or this COVID helped us how? Because after COVID, everyone inflated their prices.
Yeah.
The product who was selling at 2,500 was selling at 6. Correct. Product was at 6, was selling at 12.
Because people wanted to cover the loss.
That also, but then the product was actually that.
Yeah.
इतने इन्फ्लेट होते सालों में उन्होंने प्राइसेस अपनी गिरा दी थी बिकॉज ऑफ द ऑक्यूपेंसी. अभी क्या हुआ, दैट द मार्केट एक्सेप्टेड इट. दैट वाज अ ग्रेट थिंग दैट मार्केट वाज एक्सेप्टिंग गोइंग टू मे बी अ गुलमर्ग फॉर अ 35K और अ 55K अ नाइट, राइट. सो वो उतनी उसकी प्राइसिंग रह गई जो उसकी वर्थ थी, एक्चुअल प्राइस.
Correct.
सो कोविड रियली हेल्प्ड.
I think लोगों को कोविड में समझ आया that money cannot last long.
Yeah.
Life is gonna be dissipate.
And honestly, nothing can really beat Indian hospitality. That's
true.
You go to Europe, UK, USA.
I've said this
Indian hospitality.
Indian hospitality is on a different level.
Yeah.
So
we can go out of the box here. We will make sure the customer goes happy. That's it.
That's where the point I was coming in. What makes Ananta stand out?
See, simplicity is one thing. Home away from home experience is another thing. Yet being luxurious. Providing those extra elements to guests that they take back home and they think about you again so that they want to come back again, right? So going out of the box, taking care of them out of the box, jaake, adding those elements is very necessary these days. I think experience counts.
Experience is very important.
From the time he checks in till the time he reaches his home, that experience is very important.
So all these properties are very vast, spread across, a bigger land size. Do you see this is going to be the future of hospitality and a segment that will grow in India?
Resorts, of course, till the time lands are there, of course. I hope we don't become like Bombay. Yeah. But even hotels, even hotels, resorts, you name it. If you have a good product, I've always believed that a product can be 4-star, but the services should be 5-star. Give them good matting ones to sleep at. Give them good service. Give them good food. Welcoming staff, smiling staff. They will come back again.
So you own a hotel. Apart from Ananta, there is a Retvens that you own.
Yeah.
So are you trying to get into this segment also? Because it's all started with Contrain, came to Ananta, now Radisson City Center. Would you get into a city hotels or box hotels as well?
It depends. It depends what city it is.
I think location.
Yeah, location is very important. We were planning a hotel in Jaipur near the airport.
Okay.
But I mean, hopefully, let's see what happens. And that is also a matchbox structure on a very bigger scale, 300, 340 rooms.
Correct.
But let's see. But
So the possibilities are there.
yeah.
See Ananta as a business hotel as well.
Yeah.
And we've also like branched out into like management, franchise, revenue share, even lease the Ranthambore properties on a lease model. So we are exploring different models.
So we can say this Ananta is right now on expansion mode.
100%.
Yes. It'll always be.
Because it's never ending. So
My father's aiming around 50-55 resorts in coming five years. Yeah, I mean,
मुझे ऐसा लगता है सर रिजॉर्ट्स के लिए आई थिंक डेस्टिनेशन इज द थिंग दैट हैज़ टू बी सॉर्टेड. और इंडिया अब टीयर 2 सिटीज़ जितनी जल्दी से ग्रो हो रहा है. मैं इंदौर सिटी में अभी मेरा ऑफिस है जहाँ पे आई हैव सीन इंदौर ग्रोइंग 5 साल में फ्रॉम टू पॉइंट ए टू पॉइंट बी. एंड दिस इज आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द एंटायर सिटी 20 minutes to crossing 2 red lights in Indore. And अब उसके आसपास के बाहर के एरिया में there are resort possibilities which are coming in because now घर से अगर मुझे एक डिनर करने जाना है so I will be crossing 5-6 red
अब आप इंदौर के हो.
Yeah.
My nana nani is, they're from, my mom's from Indore.
Yeah. I think tier 2 cities बहुत growth देख रहे हैं and because of tier 2 cities are growing उसके आसपास के एरिया में resort आना normal हो गया है.
And nature also, I think people have really grown fond of nature, especially because they've stayed at home so much during COVID times. I think they've started valuing nature. So that's also our vision, nature-centric properties. Like if you see our Udaipur property, I think we've planted like 5 to 6 lakh trees.
More
than that.
5-6.
Yeah, even more.
Trees, even individually. Like my grandfather
He had gone to Hyderabad, then he had
Chennai,
visited a nursery and gotten all the plants and he's planted himself. That's how.
आपकी किसी भी प्रॉपर्टी को बनने से पहले वो जो लैंडस्केपिंग है वो कितना टाइम लेती है?
See, it depends. Now you start constructing, right? You start making the boundary wall and then you start planting. उससे पहले planting से पहले आपको ज़रूरी है structures खड़े हो.
Correct.
Because structures नहीं खड़े होंगे, plants खड़े हो जाएंगे और फिर structures खड़े करोगे तो मर जाएंगे plants.
Yeah, correct.
So it is simultaneously, it goes with the construction. कि जब buildings खड़ी हो रही हैं उनके साथ साथ में plantings भी होना ज़रूरी है. And season is very important. June, July, that time that you should do it because then the rains hit and that time is the perfect time to plant trees.
Correct.
And planning of proper landscaping.
So this takes a lot of time for one property.
Yeah.
And it takes these plants also, they take a lot of time. Like when Udaipur was made, I remember the plantation happened, you could still see the cottages. Now you can't even see the cottage.
आज पुष्कर को 15 साल हो गए हैं. Now you walk on the cobbled streets of our property. Now you can't see the cottage. तो 15 साल लग
Covered
गए.
in, it's like a green blanket.
So more older these property will become the nature.
Yeah, it's like wine.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
It's aging.
So that's how horticulture is so important, for a property. I mean, you visit Kerala, you visit South properties. उसमें कोई बहुत fancy properties नहीं है. उनका architecture outside and their horticulture with the landscaping that talks.
I visited Kerala like it was 4 years now. This hotel में रुका था. It was all the tree of jackfruits. And the cottages were in between the trees.
And we are also like planting a lot of things that we are also using internally. We have like polyhouse. We have a lot of like avla trees and a lot of other fruits.
So this is getting utilized within the hotel.
Yeah. So that farm to table concept is something that we are following.
Plus, then the experiences are there. You take guests there. You can have picnics there. You can have romantic dinners there.
Yeah.
Something like
So I think in about Ananta, there's one question that I want to ask. And this was personal question I was looking forward to ask. So I've seen this home structure of Udaipur property. What's the story behind?
There's no story. That happened automatically, to be very honest. Google contacted us because apparently they captured the image of Ananta Udaipur. Not even half constructed. I think that time we had around
Just
half ho gaya tha, around
80
80 to 100, 120 rooms. Now we have 247. And they sent us an image saying that it's a proper home. And then we got shocked. I mean, Shopsad obviously was so happy. And my grandfather told us that stop the construction. This is the amount that we'll build now. Then my father had to convince him that no, I mean, obviously the resort has to be made to its full capacity.
we're also very spiritual,
Yeah.
spiritually inclined family.
We are very
So,
God-fearing.
Yeah, God-fearing. So, like before making the property, we've made sure that we make the temples in the property so that the property is actually protected. So,
I love
something like this happened automatically.
I tell you the story on. I worked with Mayfair. I was setting up the revenue management department for that. Every Mayfair has a Shiv temple, and I'm someone who is a Shiv bhakt. I go to temple every Monday. वहाँ पे नौकरी करने में एक चीज़ समथी. Every morning you come to office, get a darshan of Shivji, and then you go in. So, is it a specific temple that every Ananta has?
So, we have a Narsingh Bhagwan temple in Udaipur.
Even in Pushkar?
In Pushkar also.
Yeah.
We wanted to put Radha Krishna, but we couldn't put Radha Krishna
Because of the non-veg.
we are serving non-veg, so we couldn't. So Narsingh Bhagwan actually is the protector. He is protecting the entire property.
So every Ananta has.
Not every, but yes, Pushkar in Udaipur does. And
Ajabgarh, you should tell them.
Ajabgarh, we will.
Okay.
We have
Building it.
this temple within the property in Ajabgarh.
It was already there.
Yeah.
It was already there.
It's around 200 years old.
Wow.
And it's अभी deconstructed है, उसको पूरा
Yeah.
वापस-
and
पूरा ठीक कराएंगे उसको.
So which is the property right now is your favorite?
To be very honest, I love Pushkar property. That's how that's gave us our identity, you know. And so I love Pushkar. You should visit there if you haven't. It's a beautiful property, and it enhances romance. It's something about that property, you know, that you love. And also it was our first property, first baby ko to yaar, you know how, yeah, that was our first baby, you know. I took care of that because I entered my family business. My father gave the keys of Ananta Pushkari and told me go work, start working, loss तुम्हारा, फायदा तुम्हारा, जो करना है करो, मेरे को बस मतलब ठीक ठाक चलनी चाहिए property.
And your favorite property?
I think when Pushkar was being made, I was still in school.
Yeah, he wasn't here.
I really did not get to experience but I remember Udaipur because I remember us time Udaipur mein there wasn't any airport. So I
Used to
remember
go by
used to go by train and with Tao and Baba, like I remember we used to go there and उधर ऐसे कोई restaurants वगैरह भी आसपास, because they were so passionate about it, directly property पे जाते थे and
घर के cooks ले गए वहीं पे, चूल्हे के
roti
cooks
chutney and everything.
like
So
that.
those memories are there with me. So whenever I go to Udaipur, it comes back.
Yeah.
You know, those train journeys and everything, and you know, and when he was explaining like my grandfather ki aise aise banega, I honestly thought it's not
So every cottage has been aligned by him in Udaipur.
Okay.
Every cottage की पूरी marking उन्होंने खुद खड़े होके की.
without disturbing the contour of the
And there was
Arahi.
no blasting, there was
Nothing.
nothing done. No nature was harmed. आज उदयपुर आप जाओगे, there's something about that property. Now that it's not my favorite, my grandfather's gonna kill me. But yeah, so that property, if you step out of the room, you would not want to come back in the room. And if you are in the room, you would not want to go out. Something about that property, I'm telling you. And वहाँ पे कोई भी मॉस्किटो आपको रात में, ये मैंने एक्सपीरियंस किया है खुद, कि वहाँ पे कोई आपको बग्स या मॉस्किटोज काटेंगे नहीं, कोई काटते नहीं है. You know, I don't know.
My favorite property, Ananta Udaipur.
Okay,
Is
nice.
something, and the vibrations that are created in the morning. So we play Om in the morning.
Yeah.
So from I think 7 to 8, Om is played. So every the guests actually say that we've had like the most comfortable and the best rising up.
This is a story of the Om thing. I had this idea of having a lounge music around the property, and I started playing Bob Marley and Enrique and Bryan Adams. You know, those loungy music. So my grandfather came and he said, "ये क्या चल रहा है? Om लगाओ." And I'm like, यार Om कैसा लगेगा सुनने में? It just changed. The vibrations changed. You know, it was insane. Every 7 o'clock in the morning, you just listen to Om for a hour. Just changes your whole perspective of the entire day.
I love that property because there's something that you really said it right. There's something about that property. So the way that you have built it, I think it's going to last impact for generations to come. So are you right now looking at next generation also to come and join Ananta?
Of course.
Okay. And how was your journey? Was it difficult while you were understanding hospitality, or you already had this idea? Because
I came in and I always wanted to be a garmentier. Because we were into garments, always wanted to be into fashion, and so I tried my hand into it. It couldn't work for a year and a half. Then I told my dad no, that I want to get into hotels. कुछ तो करना है ना.
कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा.
So he sent me to country in for 6 months, and there I did all my training. You know, I worked in every department for two months. I've cleaned toilets. I've made rooms. I've worked. Yeah. With obviously the helping staff. So I've touched base from scratch when it comes to hotels, and I've worked in our hotel only. And I've always believed that लोग बाग बोलते हैं कि खुद के होटल में काम करने में आप सीखोगे नहीं, उसमें आप ज़्यादा सीखते हो.
Correct, because
Because there are 1 million people watching you and constantly judging you to what you're doing. Right? So that is
Big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
It's challenge.
And how was about you and when you came in? What was?
I think being the youngest has its own challenges.
An advantage.
So, and advantages.
advantage is more.
Yeah,
And I
advantage
get
is
back
Also
sometimes, definitely. But, you know, when I came back into the business, I had this, I was fresh out of college. I had a fire in my belly. कि ऐसे करते हैं, ये करते हैं, ये करते हैं. And honestly, in the beginning, it backfired. You know, everyone was like, hey, you just come in, पहले सीखो, understand. And like a lot of my family members also, Bhaiya also told me, but just understand. Just don't make decisions right now, because I understand that you have that
Eagerness to do.
eagerness and all of that, but just like understand. So for 1.5 years, I was just quiet. I was just understanding. And actually, after 1.5 years, I started taking decisions. Before that, I didn't take a single decision. So that
Even for me, you know, when I came in, it was बहुत ज़्यादा कि ये गलत है, वो सही नहीं कर रहे हैं, इसको हटाओ, ये करो, वो करो. You know, just one line that my father gave me, that the trained chore is better than an untrained chore.
Wow.
तो relax करो, काम करने दो, observe करो, and yeah. So
I remember this one of the podcasts I was listening to. Someone said that आपका ये आदमी चोरी करता है, and to a film director, I'll not name it, but he said, मैं इतने सस्ते में मूवी बनाता हूँ, ये कोई चोरी नहीं कर सकता. तो वो अभी भी कर रहा है. I will always work with him, क्योंकि अगर इतने कम पैसे में अपने लिए भी पैसे निकाल पा रहा है, he's a genius.
amazing.
So I said, no, I think this line is very impactful when it comes to looking around in the business, because of course there will be always people.
In the end, everyone's given their heart.
Yeah.
देखो सब मेहनत करते हैं. In the end, सबको अपना फायदा भी चाहिए.
Of course.
You know, so this is what I've learned from my father, that how to take a team forward. So right now we've got about 2,000 people working under us. You ask each and everyone will be happy. Everyone will be happy.
So
And the best part, I feel, is also all of our offices are always open.
Yeah.
Like
All
anyone
doors
can
are
walk
open.
in.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
like you have to take an appointment or something like that. Anyone, from your bottom staff to your top staff, anyone can enter.
I mean, I'll tell you a very fine example, that my grandfather goes on rounds, right? And him being at 80 and such stage of his career or life, he may be a very low staff coming in or a GSA coming in, उसको बैक पे ऐसे करके हाथ रख लिया या पैट कर दिया, उसका तो दिन बन गया यार. You know, that's how we've learned. You know, अभी कोई रैपर गिरा हुआ है सड़क पे प्रॉपर्टी के, he'll only pick it up and put it in the dustbin. I'm like, Baba, what are you doing? He's like, मैं नहीं करूँगा तो GMs नहीं करेंगे.
of course.
मेरे को देख के तो सीखेंगे.
So lead by example.
Yeah. So these are things that we've inculcated.
So Mohit sir, like you said, that departments divided. There is role and responsibilities that everyone handles. What is your role and responsibilities for Ananta?
See, I'm taking care of entire operations.
Okay.
and entire sales, the backbone. So I've been into it since 10 years now, but I've always believed that the team makes you look good.
Yeah.
If your team is good, if your team is correct, the head is in the right space, they'll make you look good.
तो होटल में सर ऑपरेशन एक सिर दर्द होता है.
But मजा भी आता है यार.
हाँ मज़ा आता है.
Yeah, I love operating. I love managing things.
स्ट्रेस में रहना अच्छा लगता
मजा आता है.
I think in a month's time, he's
My wife is literally 24/7 angry with me because I'm 24/7 on the phone.
है. Of course.
Even at 11 o'clock at night.
He's traveling like 15 days.
Yeah. Of course, because
he's at the property.
I'm at the properties, and so I
Operation is
so
crazy stuff to
Pushkar, I'm there for like 2-3 days. Udaipur, I'm there for 3-4 days. Then I go to Ranthambore season, Gir.
plus your new properties which are coming in.
Yeah, that too.
Life is literally busy.
But being a hotelier is amazing, yeah. You get to wear the best, you get to eat the best, you get to stay at the best,
And you get the best stress.
and you get such good people working for you and treating you like a king.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
I mean, being a hotelier is a
I was doing the podcast with the GM. He said, यार शिमला में नौकरी कर रहे हैं, आईटीसी में काम कर रहे हैं, 5 स्टार में आके खाने को मिल रहा है
और क्या चाहिए?
पैसे भी मिलते हैं
और क्या
चाहिए. एंड दैट्स वाज द बेस्ट थिंग टू लुक एट द हॉस्पिटैलिटी बिकॉज हमने जहाँ तक मुझे याद है जब मैं नौकरी कर रहा था ऑल द पीपल अराउंड मी सेल्स वाले से लेके एफएन वाले खासकर कि आगे वाली जनरेशन को नहीं बोलेंगे होटल में आने के लिए. आई सेड व्हाई? हीरो को देखना आपको होटल आना पड़ेगा, क्रिकेटर्स को देखना आपको यहाँ आना पड़ेगा. एवरीथिंग इज अराउंड होटल एंड देन यू आर सेइंग कि ये इंडस्ट्री है.
जो आज एक नहीं
I'll say that a lot of people think that hospitality is a very elitist industry.
yeah.
Matlab it's a very sociabaji
Correct.
industry.
Glamour.
Glamour. But there's a lot of hard work that goes back.
lot.
No one sees that actually.
Yeah.
Everyone's just seeing the front part, the good part. But the dirty part
जो
that
पीछे
is
है.
happening at the back, no one's really seeing that. So that notion of it being an elitist industry is not absolutely.
But this industry has lot to offer. I think
100%.
एक इंडस्ट्री है जहाँ पे आपको फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री मैथ साइंस आए एंड आए बट दिस विल गिव जॉब टू लॉट ऑफ पीपल. नो इमेजिन यू हैव क्रिएटेड जॉब फॉर
If
2000.
you can speak well,
Yeah,
you can join this industry.
exactly.
If you can dress up well, if you're looking well, why not?
If you can take care of your own self,
Yes,
you
yeah,
can
yes,
work in
yes,
this industry.
yes,
That is
yes.
a line that you can work on. So, Ashusan, what is your role in Ananta?
I am basically taking care of all the purchasing and finance.
Okay.
So that is, I would say that it's like a soul of the organization. So his job is to enhance the properties,
Yeah.
to increase the cost, to get the best people on board.
Get the
And my-
revenue.
Get the revenue.
Yeah.
And my job is actually to cut the
The
cost,
cost.
to see how the costing can be cut, where we can save money.
बट हमारे केस में उल्टा है. ठीक है, यहाँ पे ये कॉस्ट बढ़ाता है और मैं बोलता हूँ कि भाई थोड़ा खर्चा कम करो.
No investment.
हाँ, true.
That's an investment. In the business, there is nothing called as kharsha and nothing called as
Yeah.
It's an investment and that's a return. So both of you are on different department. कोई एक दूसरे से मिल ले रहा, but both of you are working.
Yeah, there is.
But it's interlinked. No,
It's
interlinked.
Yeah.
Who's taking care of your branding as an aspect? Because what I look at is I get excited when I look at Indian brands. So मैंने एक वीडियो बनाया था सर, and I said I was working with Marriott Hotel. मेरा GM देवेश रावत इंडियन, मैं इंडियन, मेरे यहाँ खाना खाने वाले इंडियंस, हर कोई इंडियन उस होटल में है, पर बोर्ड मैरिट का है और हम एक इंटरनेशनल यूएस कंपनी को पैसे दे रहे हैं उसके लिए. If you look at China, if you look at India, so there is no stopping to any international brand how many hotels they can open, and which is impacting our economy for sure. Of course, they are creating job, but if given a chance, if government supports, a lot of things can happen. I think India, we know hospitality better than anyone, like what we said, और हम ही लोग चला रहे हैं उनके होटल. So when I see an Indian brand like Lemon Tree or Taj or for say Ananta, I'm really excited how you guys are growing. And is there any more scope for any other brand to come in?
Sure, why not? I mean, now you look at the picture. There are individual brands that have really come in.
Yeah.
You go to Goa, you go to South, not in Rajasthan particularly, but Rajasthan also. And you go to a lot of other cities. There are a lot of independent brands that have taken over
Yes.
and are doing very well.
I don't know if you know this guy. There is something called as Kiko Stays. I was just talking to one of the owners. They started with the hostels, now getting into 7 to 15,000 rupees of a luxury stays. And this guy comes from non-hospitality background. and he started and he was making good money. His reel got viral, and then that's the reason I just look at around the brand and say, why are we not doing branding or promoting Indian hotel brand? So I want to understand what is Ananta doing for the branding of Ananta, because one, we love the hotels in terms of product what you have built. So I don't know if I've seen Ananta as a branding aspect, but when I was going through, I was looking at the property and I was amazed to look at the property and say, what brand is it? And the first impression of Ananta, how it came in. And when I was looking at the property, I said, it might be an Oberoi coming up or a Daj property. Then I said, no, this is Ananta. And then that's the time I started following Ananta. So who is looking after the branding aspect of?
I think the product speaks for
Yeah,
itself.
I was about to
You
say
know,
the same.
yeah. So recently, my grandfather gave an interview, and he said that build a unique product and business will follow it.
Yeah.
So we've never really focused on branding.
Yeah.
It's just that
But now we've started focusing since the time he's also come in, in the business. उससे पहले यही था that branding is all about giving good services. People will speak for yourself. कि आपने कितना अच्छा था यार अनंता का visit, चलो एक और बार चलेंगे, या मैं अपने friend को लेके आता हूँ, word of mouth.
Correct.
Since the time he's come in, we've understood that this is the need of the hour, and then he got an idea of doing Soul, which happened last year at our Udaipur property, and which will continue even more.
Yeah.
और भी आगे करेंगे.
So
But
Soul is the event that you do annually, right?
it just happened once. But now we'll make it an annual affair every year. So it's happened this year.
March.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and now it'll happen again. So yeah, and so these kind of marketings have started happening now. Marketing like attending the fairs, that's been happening since ages, since the time we've opened. That's very important. I believe marketing happens with sales. आपकी sales team सिर्फ product ही नहीं बेच रही है, वो जाके आपके बारे में बात भी कर रही है, ठीक है. Then luckily we got I got in hands with Mr. Gagan Katyal. He's the VP sales of our company. He's very good in marketing, tells us what to do, how to do things. So he's guided us, in some particular way to what fairs should we attend or what things that we do. Then Soul coming in. And of course the product speaks for itself, yeah, because वही जो product की बात मैं जैसे आशुतोष ने बताई आपको, एक बार my grandfather met the Oberois, in a flight, and he just asked him that what is the most important thing to make a property? He said 3 things: location. That's it.
Yeah, I just need the look.
That's it. आज पुष्कर लोग बाग इसलिए नहीं जाते हैं क्योंकि उनको पुष्कर विजिट करना है. पुष्कर इसलिए जाते हैं क्योंकि उनको अनंता जाना है.
Ananta. It's a
So
destination.
Ananta made Pushkar a destination.
And I think the same is going to happen with Ajabgarh.
Yes.
Ajabgarh is a very untouched part of Rajasthan, hidden gem, to be honest. Lots of rich history, lots of rich culture. We are coming up with a property there, 50 acres, 144 rooms. And I think
And a very different concept,
different concept.
5 elements of nature. There's a bamboo villa. Yeah, fire villa, lagoon villa, created entire lagoon like Maldives.
Yeah.
So very different concept.
I think one thing that you said, that is a need of the hour about the branding and marketing. I think you guys are competing with Indian and international brand both, because still a lot of married brand is yet to come in India. So we have not.
I just want to tell you one thing: we're competing with ourselves.
Mm.
We're not competing with Taj. We're not competing with any Marriotts. We're not competing with Oberois, no Leelas. Obviously, good things you take.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, even they're taking our good things. Yeah, but we're competing with ourselves. What we were 5 years from now, we've grown, and 5 years from now we'll even grow, or not.
No,
that's
a lot
on
of
us.
people see when, a lot of, on that similar road as Ananta Udaipur, a lot of new hotels are having
come in.
ITCs coming,
Yeah.
Leela and all these newer chains are coming there. And a lot of people say, अब तो डरने का time आ गया होगा, that more hotels are coming, तुम्हारा business affect होगा.
वो competition is better, yeah.
It's better, like more the hotels, it's better for
बहुत कम लोग ऐसे समझते हैं कि हाँ कि जितना competition है वो
उतना
better है.
बिकॉज मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ, अगर मेरा होटल है उसके बगल में 4 और खुल रहे हैं, मतलब मार्केट में बिजनेस है, तभी तो लोगों ने करोड़ों लगाए.
बिल्कुल.
And I will give you a very low level example. When we go to sabzi mandi, everyone is selling the aloo at the same rate. पर हर कोई सब्जी मंडी जाएगा.
हाँ बिल्कुल. बिल्कुल
because वहीं पे मिलने वाला है. So if more hotel are coming, which means India is growing.
growing.
Yes.
बिल्कुल.
There is a scope. But what are you thinking in terms of taking this to international as well?
So maybe yeah. So,
Abhi to we have got a lot of projects in pipeline coming in. Well, we've got Jaisalmer coming in after Ajabgarh. Then we've got Kumbhalgarh coming in, and then maybe if we
There
get
are
a
3,
good
4 more hotel coming.
yeah. We
And
want
you
to
guys also exploring new location. I want to understand, like Ajabgarh as a location that you told me. Kumbhalgarh is already, there are a few hotels.
Yeah.
But there are more locations that you are looking at that where you
there's
can...
Ajabgarh, then there's Jaisalmer, obviously that I've told.
Javai also. I think
You've got a
Javai is
hotel in
also
Javai.
very
Yeah,
unique
yeah.
Lot of
place
people are
which is
getting into
really-
Javai.
Yeah.
Javai, we recently, you want to talk about Javai a little bit?
No, talk.
So Javai is, we had a tent-like property before. Now we shifted. We have a different, more towards heritage side. We have something like that.
Cottages.
So that is, we just started that property. So let's see how that. We've also entered Ranakpur. That is again a very different. So Ananta is really getting into wildlife a lot. We have this segment called Ananta Wildlife. So we are really getting.
We've got one in Ranthambore, we've got one in Gir, which is in the forest. You'll see lions walking right outside our resort. There's a huge lake outside our resort. You'll see crocodiles there. It's crazy. That property is again something else. Then we've got one property in Javai. We're opening one in Bundi में तो है ही, अब आप खोल रहे हैं रनकपुर में.
The wildlife is also growing in Rajasthan, and I feel we're creating beautiful stories around it. So there's this bird, Great Indian Bustard. It is on the verge of extinction. It's a state bird of Rajasthan.
Okay.
It's a beautiful bird, and very few birds are left. And a lot of few birds, cross the border, fly to Pakistan, and the meat is like really heavily sold. So it's on the verge of extinction. So I was just talking to the architect, and maybe we could create like, a lounge around it, create awareness campaigns. And also we are selling villas. That's how we fill the properties. So some amount of it we are also donating for this campaign. So,
But जैसे आपने बोला ना, 2-year cities are
Growing up.
growing. It's really growing. Because फर्स्ट से सिटीज तो हो गया है, का काम खत्म है, सैचुरेट हो चुका है. जयपुर में आप देखो, जयपुर में अभी आप होटल खोलो, जयपुर के अंदर आपका यार 2,500-3 हज़ार रुपए के ऊपर आ ही नहीं सकता. तो इतनी होटल्स खुल गई हैं. बॉम्बे का यही हाल है, दिल्ली का यही हाल है. 2-tier cities are really getting that push.
But आप लोग जब प्रॉपर्टी बनाते हो, I think you create experiences around it.
yeah.
वो थॉट कैसे आता है? आई थिंक आई नो दिस इज अ लॉन्ग टॉपिक टू डिस्कस, बट मैं छोटा सा जानना चाहता हूँ. लाइक सर ने अभी बर्ड के बारे में बताया, एंड दैट यू क्रिएट वाइल्ड लाइफ, यू गो इनटू वाइल्ड लाइफ. All of this experience, whose brainchild is this? This is coming from the legacy that is transferred, or you guys are also improvising it?
Improvise तो करना ज़रूरी है. Once you go on the property, you have to improvise. You have to see what all things you can add. Like I'll give you example, like how we started taking care of Ranthambore. It's been 3 years now. Ranthambore में New Year's पे कोई कुछ नहीं करता था. There was just a normal राजस्थानी प्रोग्राम होता था वहाँ पे, नॉर्मल आपका
folk dance.
हाँ, और नॉर्मल बुफे लगता था, and that's it. We changed the entire culture. We said we'll get in a DJ, we'll get in a band coming in. 30th को भी band होगा, 31st को भी band होगा. Full-fledged affair for 2 days. The entire Ranthambore is copying us now. We as a hotel, we never closed in the off seasons. We said हम off season में भी चलाएंगे. क्या पता लोगों को, people want to come because our resort is so beautiful. भाई आउटसाइड वाइल्ड लाइफ में तो जाके देखो, लोगों को वाइल्ड लाइफ से अगर किसी को नहीं मतलब है तो they would want to just come and stay there for the night.
Property is so beautiful.
Yeah, so we were the first to start that in Ranthambore. Now a lot of resorts have taken that path कि हमें ऑफ सीजन में बंद ही नहीं करना, और हमारे कारण अब रणथंबोर में ऑफ सीजन बंद हो गया है. There is no off season in Ranthambore.
Because you build such property because people want to come in, enjoy the property.
Yeah. COVID के बाद में we identified this this thought that people want to go out.
Yeah.
They want to go out, swim, they want to have their own space. Then let's not close, because very close to Jaipur, very close to Delhi, let's not close the resort. And it actually worked. अब आप देखोगे off season में 90% of the hotels, they didn't close this time.
And how you manage all of these 2,000 people? What is the way that you get the people? So I know that you have an institute, one. So tell me more about institute and managing.
See, first of all, we've got to have a good team. So when I came in, I had always thought that I'll build in a corporate structure, which is very important. Having a corporate HR, having a corporate sales, having a corporate operations, having a corporate chef, a corporate engineer, a corporate horticulturist.
Yeah.
Those are 6-7 people who take care of all the properties. They're on the go. You know, like एक horticulturist आपका पुष्कर में है, ये corporate वही फिर जा रहे हैं उदयपुर में जा रहे हैं, वहाँ पे HODs है.
Corporate level team.
Yeah. So corporate team is very, very important to take care of everybody.
Standardization also, I think, across all the properties.
Yeah.
Piece, yeah.
So you've got a corporate UFC, unit finance controller, who takes care of the entire finance with him. Then a corporate horticulturist who takes care of only horticulture and landscaping. Corporate chef takes care of entire fooding with the chefs, at the property, their food cost.
You have entire corporate structure of a hotel.
Yeah, it's very important, पहले इनिशियली ज़्यादा लगता है कि यार एक होटल है, 2 होटल में क्या ज़रूरत है, लेकिन the way that we grew and now we have about 7-8 properties, that's very important.
And what's about the institute? How it came into your head that we have?
See, institute is my wife's baby. She used to take care of it. But then we got pregnant and we were blessed with a baby girl. So she is at home taking care of her. So now I have to take care of that institute till the time she comes in. But again, beautiful story about the institute is we started with 26 kids and now we have about 350 students studying and all wanting to take up hospitality. But the USP about our institute is that because we've got so many hotels, we guarantee them placements.
Yeah, of course. So that's how the one human resources problem is solved.
Yes. But but then those are very trainee level kind of मतलब बहुत रॉ बच्चे हैं वो, उनको आप immediately सी में नहीं डाल सकते हो कि जाके swim करो. You have to groom them also. And plus obviously we've got a corporate HR who takes care of entire hiring and firing, and I have believed that giving internal promotions is very important. So our a very small example, our front office manager Radisson is the general manager of Ranthambore.
Oh.
Yeah. Then our front office manager Udaipur is the general manager of Gir. General manager of Udaipur right now was the executive sales manager of Radisson. He started his career by 25,000 rupees and he's a 4 lakh rupee guy now. That's how we take care of our employees. We see potential कि यार इसमें potential है, ये आगे कर सकता है. This is how this is the Taj model.
Taj and Oberoi, what does that same way?
But then we believe giving recognition is very important. Not monetary, or if not monetary, then position for sure. हमारे organization में जल्दी से आप GM बन जाओगे. आप जल्दी से एक position पे आ जाओगे.
Because I think it's only possible you guys are very grounded. You're watching everyone.
Yeah.
And there's a mechanism.
Because we're working at the ground level. Na? Because we see everything what's happening. कुछ छुपा नहीं है. हमसे कुछ छुपा नहीं.
मैं सर एक बड़ी अच्छी बात बताता हूँ. And this is a good thing that has actually struck my head. When you go to a larger organization like Hires and Marriott, नीचे के level पे बहुत ज़्यादा politics है. Because no one knows at top level I am working hard or not. I was a revenue guy, but no one in Marriott would have recognized me working there. Then I came out. Now I'm studying business, doing a podcast. Now people say, okay, he worked in Marriott. So you always have good people in your organization. It's a mechanism that how you recognize them and appreciate them.
Because we are approachable, na?
Yes.
They can approach us. We can see them. They can come to us anytime. There is a hierarchy, obviously. That's very important. But they can approach us anytime.
If they want.
Yeah, if they want to.
Yeah.
And there are sometimes we don't want to meet them because we are in a private space. But then we make sure we do. सुनो सबकी, सुनना बहुत ज़रूरी.
Of course.
Because down the line क्या चल रहा है वो वही लोग बता पाएंगे. होटल वही चला रहे हैं. मैनेजर्स नहीं चला रहे हैं. मैनेजर्स आपके सीट पे बैठे हैं सूट पहन के. असली जो मेहनत कर रहा है वो
ग्राउंड लेवल पे,
वो आपके ग्राउंड लेवल के लोग कर रहे हैं.
And I think
And they are not happy.
होगी, इसी mindset के साथ ही होगी. That they will listen to everyone. Your corporate team is like that.
Yeah, of course. And if our motto is to keep our staff happy. If they are happy, they'll keep our guest happy. Happy staff, happy guest. I believe it all boils down from the bottom.
So, coming back to Ashutosh sir, what do you see in terms of the future of Ananta not in terms of the product. I'm talking about in terms of the brand positioning of Ananta.
I think the brand positioning, we are wanting to diversify into various branches. Like even when it comes to luxury, having for me, luxury is not just having like fancy cutlery, crockery. It's the entire experience. So when it comes to all the properties, when it comes to the positioning of the properties, I think we want to be more focused on the experience that we want to give our guests. So recently, therefore we had, like put this board right at the exit that your stay has ended, but Ananta means never ending. So you will forever be our family. So we want our guests to, leave with that notion that now he's become a member of a growing family. So that is, we don't, like he said, we don't want to compete with other brands. We want to position ourselves in a way where we are satisfied in turn.
See, it's where you recognize where you're lacking. Okay, आज क्या होता है कि बहुत लोग again I want to touch on this topic that we as owners, we spent a good amount of money on getting our product up to date as well. Because there are owners that they sit on it 2 साल 3 साल खर्चा ही नहीं कर रहे हैं प्रॉपर्टी में, प्रॉपर्टी की बैंड बच गई है. आज उदयपुर को 7 साल हो गया है, उदयपुर का कंप्लीट रिवैम्प हो चुका है. All the suites have been revamped, all the rooms are getting revamped. We've got a new pool, we've added a new reception, then there is a new a lounge, a rooftop lounge named as Zenith.
Yes.
Yeah. Then in Pushkar, we've done a major renovation this year and last year, where we've complete renovation of the banquet, of the public areas, of the restaurant, of the bar, of the hotel room wing. So it's about identifying when to change. Because वही घिसा पिटा अगर लोगों को देते रहोगे 2 साल 3 साल 4 साल 5 साल के बाद आना बंद कर देंगे. Yeah, exactly.
Whatever surplus funds also that we generate,
we don't use
it.
It's going back
in the process.
It's going back.
Just pure the passion.
Yeah. We just
so we all as owners are on salaries, right? And of course we get a few perks here and there, but then that's how we maintain our daily expenses. So none of the money is getting wasted into our lavish lifestyles. Going back to the property.
Yeah. So if I look at Ananta, can I name it as a holistic hotel brand in coming time? So having a city hotel versus resort, selling experience, and actually making family where guests comes in and
Yeah. It is
so
holistic.
that's the idea of
Both in the front and in the back.
Yeah, complete
Holistic.
And then taking care of the staff as well. I believe that's the backbone of our organization. They need to be happy. They need to be satisfied. Yeah, in the end. मैं कोविड के बाद में एक ही चीज़ मैंने देखी है, पैसा अब नहीं मायने रखता. आदमी को रिकग्नाइज करो, आदमी को इज्जत दो, तो वो कंपनी में बना रहेगा, नहीं तो वो छोड़ के चला जाएगा. उसको 10 आप जैसे 10 लोग और मिल जाएंगे.
Your thoughts are, it is provoking me to talk on these entrepreneurial things, but let's keep it short. I'll ask you a last question. I am in experience center, so we'll go roam around and see the property, and we'll talk about property more. So how do you see in terms of like I have heard family businesses are very strong. And I've been always a very fond person to advocate that family businesses are better than anyone doing partnership, two people coming around and building a business. But there are companies that have grown big. But if you talk about the strong fundamentals, I think family business are very, very strong. Can you put some idea to thought where people can relate to this, that how a family business runs and what?
There's blood attached to it, yeah. We have blood.
Yeah.
We can understand each other much better how you can understand me or I can understand you. तो आज ये गलती करे, ये करे, मैं करूँ, माफ करना जरूरी है.
Is it shared responsibility?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. It's a cumulative. अगर कोई गलती होती है, it's not like उसने किया, इसने किया.
हमने किया.
Yeah.
हमने किया. हमने अच्छा किया है तो मैंने अच्छा नहीं किया, हम सब अच्छा कर रहे हैं.
I'll take a lot of input from this. Can you tell me more about it? How it has flown from your grandfather to you? What was the thought that you have grown in when you look at family as a business?
Family as a business, I feel first of all, it's not done because to make money. Yeah. It's done to make you happy. To keep you busy. To keep your passionate side on the ground. कि भाई कुछ तो करना है ना life में.
Yeah.
तो करो, और साथ में अपनी फैमिली को साथ लेके करो. उससे बेटर क्या काम है कि आपकी वाइफ, आपका भाई, आपके फादर, आपके ग्रैंडफादर आपके साथ में वही ड्रीम जी रहे हैं जो कि वो जी रहे हैं, जो हम जी रहे हैं, सेम ड्रीम जी रहे हैं एक साथ. थिंक दैट्स द बेस्ट पार्ट. We sit at the dining table at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. We're talking about general work. कि और कैसे better कर सकते हैं बाबा, बताओ. You know, what can be done.
इसी घर की बात ही business है.
Yeah, exactly.
And he also like our grandfather also gets so much confidence that his vision will. That's why the name came like Ananta. I think that was his thing, that his vision will never die.
I think a family business में आप कभी switch off नहीं हो सकते.
Yeah.
You can never switch off.
There's always a family member who's putting on the bulb and light bulb on.
Yeah. You can
And it's fun, like it's sometimes like last week all these guys were traveling. So they all called me कि ये कर लेना, वो कर लेना, ये कर लेना. So they're not stressed, he's gone on a vacation, he's not stressed. He knows that someone.
Imagine a 24-year-old, we've given him entire responsibility कि संभाल लेना, हम सब छुट्टी पे जा रहे हैं. That's how it is, right? We trust him.
Yeah.
एक trust factor बहुत ज़रूरी है. And then you're living the same dream, yeah. This is very important. When you live the same dream, then you do things cumulatively.
It was lovely catching up with both of you. And I would like to do more podcasts with you sometime once your new property comes in.
Sure, we would love.
Let's have a show round, sir, of the properties, and let's talk about property more in detail. So let's know about Ananta Udaipur from Voice Up. Sir,
Yeah.
tell me about this property. पहली चीज़ तो ये ओम मुझे साफ साफ दिख रहा है.
हाँ.
So we have already discussed.
Yes. So this property was basically the architect of this property is my grandfather. So like how
property?
Yeah. Of course, we had an architect with him, but the major architectural concepts were given by him because he had learned so much from Pushkar. And we were working with an architect called N. Mahesh in Pushkar, who's one of the biggest in timber wood, from Kerala. He learned so much from him that he said that I don't need a very big architect here. I'm going to hire a very local architect and I'll have my own ideas and I'm going to commence it with discussing with my father, and he made this.
What is the land size, sir?
The land size is about 95 acres.
95 acres.
Yeah. So we've got two banquets. One banquet is 27,000 square feet. The other one is around 11,000 square feet with lawns. And then we've got rooftop lounge, which is named as Zenith. We've got two swimming pools. इसमें दूसरा वाला भी है नहीं, डाला नहीं गया है. So that's a 2-tier swimming pool. And we've got 2 restaurants, we've got 2 lobbies, because the size of the property is so big that you had two different restaurants, 2 different receptions. One was for checking in, one was for checking out, 2 different pools, because 247 rooms. There was this time that I told my grandfather to make the other pool because I saw 250 people swimming in one pool at one time. They couldn't move. And I was like, we have to do something about this.
So we got 2 pools now.
Yes, we've got 2 pools now. The other one is 2-tier.
Wow.
So there's a waterfall. एक ऊपर है, एक नीचे है. Yeah.
Level.
Yeah.
So ये सारे, sir, this is owned by individual and has been given back to Ananta to run it, manage it. This is buyback lease model.
Yes. So this model we had started in Rajasthan.
Yeah.
That we're gonna sell the villas and through sales deed, and then it'll be bought back by Ananta again. And so we did that, and we are the only hotel organization that is giving a return of about 12% to our shareholders.
On the villas are
Not all.
still pending.
No. So 90 is owned by us.
Okay.
Yeah, because the property started running so well, we thought, why sell them? So 90, we actually bought 90 back.
Yeah.
We sold them at 45 lakhs. We bought them at 60 lakhs.
Wow. So everyone is
In 1 year time. This was how it went up. People sold us back in 60 lakhs where they took it from us when.
So everyone is
45
happy,
lakhs.
right?
Yeah.
You guys are running it.
So we're the only company, that's what I've told you, we're giving them a return of 12%.
This was the concept on Mahindra Holidays.
Yes. But then that couldn't work that well. Yeah. This concept is working really well in Dubai with the Anantara, with the Fairmont.
Yes,
You know,
Fairmont,
they've started. They started it way back,
Yeah.
and we implemented this in Rajasthan.
So this is whole mountain, right, sir?
This is a group of 4 mountains.
4 mountains.
Yeah. And no contour was destroyed. No blasting was done. Every cottage was made in taking care of the plants. मतलब बड़े बड़े पेड़ नहीं हटाए हैं, वो वहीं पे रहने दिए. About 4 to 5 lakh trees were planted.
4-5 lakh.
Yeah.
So how long this property took to come into existence?
Steve, first we started with 52 rooms. Then we added 80 more. That was 130. Then we added 50 more. It became 180. Then we added 60 more. It became 240. And now we're adding 15-20 more.
Okay.
And then we're planning to add 50 more. And
It's more rooms are coming in.
yes. We'll add 50 more rooms. This property will be 300 room property next year, by the end of next year.
And this is mostly sold out property. This is doing high occupancy.
This is doing an occupancy of about 86% YTD
Wow.
year to date on an ARR of about 8,000 rupees.
So are we going to disturb the current structure or we are...
No. Yeah, so there's enough land.
Yeah.
There's enough land. So we are creating rooms there wherever we can see and not disturb the nature. And एक ये भी नहीं होना चाहिए ना कि बस room डाल दिए, बनाने को बना दिए, जगह से बना लिए. हाँ, वो नहीं है हमारा concept.
Okay.
Because then we'll also have to see the restaurant size. We'll have to see the bar size. We'll have to see the lobby size. और जब वो बनी उस size के लिए नहीं है और आप ज़्यादा fit in कर दोगे, then imagine people checking in or having breakfast or dinner. It'll be a chaos that time.
Correct. So this is what Udaipur is all about.
Yes.
So we are coming up with new property in Ajabgarh.
Yeah.
So can we discuss?
Sure.
Sure. This is Ajabgarh, right, sir?
Yeah.
So how much of the work has already been done in Ajabgarh?
See, we're starting Ajabgarh by March end.
Okay.
Yeah, and this concept was a very different concept. 5 elements. That we have 5 elements of nature. Have different categories of rooms that amplify you those 5 elements of nature, so that a person at least comes 5 times.
Yeah. So 5 different way.
Right.
Reason
So
to stay.
one is a bamboo villa.
Okay.
One is a fire villa. One is a mud villa. One is a lagoon villa where we created an entire lagoon like
That
Maldives.
one.
Yeah, that one. And then we will also get into wellness very soon. We might tie up with one of the best wellness brands in the country working, and we might be the first in Rajasthan to come up with. So that area is segregated because you can't have a wellness in a operational hotel like this where you do weddings, when there are conferences happening. So we're creating a different wing where there will be a wellness center. There'll be a 15-20 room category wing there where we'll only cater those wellness clientele.
So wellness clientele India में जैसे Ananta in the Himalayas है.
Yeah.
And they are very good in this wellness thing.
बिल्कुल.
वहाँ पे छोटे बच्चे नहीं जा सकते. So you are creating an entire...
Yes, like that.
Okay.
Something like that, but in the hotel, but away from the hustle bustle, where
So it will be a different area.
a different segment, a different area altogether. And again, this has got a huge banquet, a restaurant, a swimming pool. This is that is a beach pool. So you step in, you will feel the sand, and then the water depth increases how it happens in an ocean.
Yeah.
So it's a beach pool there.
So this is coming next year,
March end, we'll open for sure. And we'll open full-fledgedly, not like how we did in Udaipur, phase-wise. We'll
restrict to this property, or we're going to have more wellness center across?
only for now for this property, because we want to also see if it works or not.
Yeah.
Because
This is a testing out.
yeah, because a lot of wellness centers are bleeding at the moment. Because my father is in Pema at the moment, and he met the owners there, and they're bleeding big time.
Yeah.
So people want to spend money, but they don't want to spend in wellness.
Yes.
They want to spend money, go to a nice place and spend money, drink, eat, do whatever. But they feel that they're wasting their time coming to a wellness center.
Yeah, I think wellness center has a different niche altogether.
Exactly. The clientele is different. The thinking is very different. So we just want to see how it works. And if it works, then we might just take it to Jaisalmer as well.
Thank you, Moise, sir, for all the time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So we're discussing Ananta, but as the Spine Resort, right? This is Spine Resort. So we're discussing Ananta Spa and Resort Pushkar, and let's hear it from the man itself, Ashutosh sir. How is this property? What is
So
unique about it?
This is actually the first Ananta property, and
Nostalgia.
yeah, of course, nostalgia. In fact, one of the first resort properties in that region. So we created this in 2008 when we were making Pushkar. So my grandfather had bought this land around 26 September 2006, and the idea was to create a farmhouse.
Okay.
So we were
This was never
this was never the vision. So we thought of creating a farmhouse. So we created, one or two villas. But then because we were getting in the hospitality business, and Pushkar as a place has a lot of history. So we thought of creating a destination, and that's how we came up with this, with the idea of creating this entire project. So this is spread across 8 acres.
This is 8
yeah,
around that.
8 acres. And it is surrounded by the Aravali ranges. So when you are sitting right in the center, maybe here, you are seeing 360 degrees, you're seeing the Aravali ranges, which is amazingly beautiful, covered in a dense green blanket like throughout the year. And so starting off, this is actually the banquet. So you enter from here and you see this is the porch. So we have like
This become your reception.
this is the reception.
Okay.
So you enter, there's a beautiful water body here. You enter, and then this is the reception. And then you go straight along the corridor. You'll see the restaurant, which is called Oasis. And then here is the bar, which is called Fruit.
And this is water body around it.
Yeah, there's a water body around it. Around all the features, we have a water body. And then if you come on the main deck, this is the main deck. A lot of our guests prefer chilling here, hanging out here during the evening time.
Near the pool.
Yeah, near the pool area. So we have like an open kitchen here as well. So we have all your pizzas and your woks and your grills, everything, barbecue, everything happens here. We have like a pool table here. So it's like a typical chill out zone. And here is a small canopy within the pool. So you have like an entrance, and then you have this canopy, and we host like a lot of private dinners and things like that here.
And then we have all these villas.
These are all the cottages. They have 4 rooms. So 2 rooms on the ground and 2 rooms on the first floor. And you have a beautiful balcony.
So this entire villa cells is complete, right?
I mean, you can, if you're like traveling, you can have like your single room with a nice sit out area and things like that. And this is again a garden, so a lot of weddings happen here. And this is something that we created very recently. These are like around 12 tents that we have.
Okay, these are
So,
tents.
Yeah, these are tents. So they are an extension of the property. We felt like a lot of weddings were happening in this property, and we needed more rooms.
So shifted
Yeah, we
this
shifted.
area.
We got this land here and then created these tents.
So are we creating more rooms in this property?
Not at the moment. At the moment, we've actually renovated the entire property. So this property hadn't been renovated since its inception, and now this entire year we spent in renovating the property, renovating the rooms, renovating the tents, the banquet, the restaurant.
So almost all the
Everything is renovated. So we are actually giving a fresh
feel for
the place, because a lot of hotels have actually opened up in Pushkar. So whenever someone goes, they're like, "Ki Ananta mein hum log bahut ruk gaye. Now we want a new feel." So we actually created that new feel for them.
Great. So which is the next property we are going to look at, sir?
We are going to look at my favorite, Ananta Jaisalmer. So which is still to come.
This looks like this give me feel of GCC country, some of Oman or these kind of setups.
So yeah, we were going with a very Moroccan theme, and this is the concept of this property is dunes within dunes. So if you see, so earlier even the rooms actually we were doing in the dune shape, but that was becoming a little too much.
Yeah.
So now we have, this is your banquet.
This is huge.
This is a massive structure of banquet. This is around 16,000 square feet. and this is your restaurant.
Bar.
These are that is the amphitheater, and they are doing the amphitheater in a typical Rajasthani stepwell architecture. So if you've seen the Abaneri stepwell, it's inspired from that. Every villa has 4 to 6 rooms, so there are a total of 180 rooms,
I
and
see a lot of water bodies also.
yeah, because the idea was that Jaisalmer, is resort, not like a lot of water there. So we wanted to create an oasis because desert and water, I think, go really well together. And the architect for this project is really well renowned, Mr. Sanjay Puri from Bombay. So he has already won 2 international awards in Chicago and Italy for his design.
This design.
For this particular design, we've already won 2 international awards. So it's something
When is
very
it coming live? And
So this is supposed to open in 2025. So it's
2025.
still 2 years to go, but the construction has started, and very excited for this project.
So how many pools do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So these are all water bodies. You can't really swim in these. We
This
just
is
have
big.
like this. This is the one
Big pool.
big pool, and then you have 4 presidential villas also. Those
Bigger one.
big ones, yeah. Those ones here and these 2 here.
Yeah.
So 3 BHK presidential villas with your own kitchenettes, private living room, and a pool.
The pool inside the villa.
Yeah, there's a pool inside the villa.
So this.
So you have 2 categories in this resort. You have the garden rooms and you have the terrace rooms. The terrace rooms have
Very top.
like they have like a jacuzzi also on the terrace. So slightly premium compared to the garden rooms.
And this is all flat area, right?
This is a complete flat area. And very strategic location in Jaisalmer. Jaisalmer is actually becoming a touristic hotspot. There are a lot of flights coming in from Mumbai, Delhi, even from Jaipur for that matter. So we have Jaisalmer has a lot of potential. It is one of the top 20 destinations to travel during New Year's around the world.
Around the world. Yes.
So Jaisalmer, we have a lot of expectations, and I'm really excited about this.
And this, what is this area, sir?
This is the back end. So you all your offices and your staff cafeteria and things like that.
One thing I wanted to wonder how you manage the all electrical and
Getting a very strong MEP consultant on board is very important. So definitely, having the planning is very important. So the road mapping and your internal piping, conduiting is very important.
and all the villages have a garden.
Yeah, they have a garden view, so everything is facing towards the garden.
So every villa is made in a way that it will face.
Yeah. Because Ananta is very nature centric. So every property, whenever you look outside the room, the vision is to see a green blanket.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You are watching biggest hospitality podcast by a hotelier. Stay tuned. Follow us for more.